Hello everyone, I am Faranjum from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Bangalore. The topic for the presentation is Anatomy and Physiology of Heart from the course Biology for Engineers. The contents of this presentation are heart, layers of the heart wall, structure of heart, blood flow, cardiac cycle, diseases related to heart, prevention of the heart diseases. Heart. The heart is a muscular organ in most of the animals. It is a fist sized organ that pumps blood throughout your body. It is the primary organ of our circulatory system. The pump blood carries oxygen and nutrients to the body while carrying metabolic waste such as carbon dioxide to the lungs. In humans, the heart is divided into four chambers: upper left and right atria and lower left and right ventricles. In a healthy heart, blood flows one way through the heart due to heart valves, which prevents backflow. The heart is enclosed in a protective sac, the pericardium, which also contains a small amount of fluid. The wall of the heart is made up of three layers: epicardium, myocardium, and endocardium. Layers of the heart wall. The heart wall is composed of connective tissue, endothelium tissue, and cardiac muscle. It is a cardiac muscle that enables the heart to contract and allows for the synchronization of the heartbeat. As we have seen, the heart wall is divided into three layers: epicardium, myocardium, and endocardium. Epicardium, it is the outer protective layer of the heart. Myocardium, it is the muscular middle layer of the heart. Endocardium, it is the inner layer of the heart. Structure of the heart. The human heart is situated in the mediastinum at the level of thoracic vertebrae T5 to T8. The largest part of the heart is usually slightly offset to the left side of the chest, though occasionally it may be offset to the right, and is felt to be on the left side because the left heart is stronger and larger since it pumps to all the body parts. Since the heart is between the lungs, the left lung is smaller than the right lung. The heart has four chambers: two upper atria and two lower ventricles. The two upper atria are called as the receiving chambers, and the two lower ventricles are also called as the discharging chambers. The atria open into the ventricles via the atrioventricular valves present in the atrioventricular septum. The right atrium and the right ventricle together are sometimes referred to as the right heart. Similarly, the left atrium and the left ventricle together are sometimes referred to as the left heart. The interatrial septum separates the atria, and the interventricular septum separates the ventricles. The fibrous cardiac skeleton gives structure to the heart. It forms the atrioventricular septum, which separates the atria from the ventricles, and the fibrous rings, which serves as basis for the four heart valves. The heart has four valves, which separates its chambers. One valve lies between each atrium and ventricle, and one valve rests at the exit of each ventricle. Between the right atrium and the right ventricle is the tricuspid valve. Between the left atrium and the left ventricle is the bicuspid or the mitral valve. Blood flow. The heart functions as a pump in the circulatory system to provide a continuous flow of blood through the body. The circulation consists of the systemic circulation to and from the body and the pulmonary circulation to and from the lungs. Blood in the pulmonary circulation exchanges carbon dioxide for oxygen in the lungs through the process of respiration. The systemic circulation then transports oxygen to the body and returns carbon dioxide and relatively deoxygenated blood to the heart for transfer to the lungs. The right heart collects deoxygenated blood from two large veins, the superior and the inferior vena cava. Blood collects in the right and the left atrium continuously. The superior vena cava drains blood from above the diaphragm and empties it into the upper back heart of the right atrium. The inferior vena cava drains the blood from below the diaphragm and empties it into the back part of the atrium below the opening for the superior vena cava. Additionally, the coronary sinus returns the deoxygenated blood from the myocardium to the right atrium. The blood collects in the right atrium. When the right atrium contracts, the blood is pumped through the tricuspid valves into the right ventricle. As the right ventricle contracts, the tricuspid valve closes and the blood is pumped into the pulmonary trunk through the pulmonary valve. The pulmonary trunk divides into pulmonary arteries and progressively smaller arteries throughout the lungs until it reaches capillaries. As these pass by alveoli, carbon dioxide is exchanged for oxygen. This happens through the passive process of diffusion. In the left heart, oxygenated blood is returned to the left atrium via the pulmonary veins. It is then pumped into the left ventricle through the mitral valve and into the aorta through the aortic valve for the system circulation. The aorta is a large artery that branches into smaller arteries, arterioles, and ultimately capillaries. In the capillaries, oxygen and nutrients from the blood are supplied to body cells for metabolism and exchanged for carbon dioxide and waste products. Capillary blood, now deoxygenated, travels into the venules and veins that ultimately collect in the superior and the inferior vena cava and into the right heart. Cardiac cycle. The cardiac cycle is the sequence of events in which the heart contracts and relaxes with every heartbeat. In healthy adults, there are two normal heart sounds, often described as a lub and a dub, that occur in sequence with each heartbeat. The period of time during which the ventricles contract, forcing blood out into the aorta and the main pulmonary artery, is known as systole, while the period during which the ventricles relax and refill with blood is known as diastole. The first heart sound forms the lub of lub-dub and is composed of mitral valve closure and tricuspid valve closure. The second heart sound forms the dub of lub-dub and is composed of aortic valve closure and pulmonary valve closure. This coordination ensures blood is pumped efficiently into the body. Diseases related to heart. There are many different heart conditions and problems which are collectively called heart disease. Coronary heart disease, angina, heart attack, heart failure, arrhythmia, and high blood pressure. Coronary heart disease. It is a narrowing or blockage of your coronary arteries. Angina. It is a type of chest pain caused by reduced blood flow to the heart. Heart attack. A heart attack occurs when the flow of the blood to the heart is severely reduced or blocked. Heart failure. It occurs when the heart muscle doesn't pump blood as well as it should. Arrhythmia. It is a problem with the rate or rhythm of your heartbeat. High blood pressure. A condition in which the force of the blood against the artery walls is too high. Prevention of heart disease. You can prevent the heart disease by controlling your blood pressure, keeping your cholesterol level under control, stay at a healthy weight, eat a healthy diet, do regular exercise, don't smoke, manage stress, manage diabetes, and making sure that you get enough sleep. Thank you for watching the video.